All right, we're live. Welcome, everybody. Shannon and Mio here with the Souls and Stardust podcast. We are here for your Julying YouTube mini readings. If you want to get on for August for next month, just leave a message. We'll send you the link as soon as it's updated. Once we have some dates figured out. So. Let me put this up real quick. We have some exciting new updates. So if you go to our website, soulsandstardustpodcast.com, obviously you can see everything that we have done created. So if you want to listen to any of the podcast episodes, they are there. But what is new is a little mini, like kind of calling it a course, but it's more like worksheets
Yeah.
and exercises for
hmm
intuition development. So it is called Intuition Development, and it's the first four clairs, and it's a self-guided little exercise thing that you can do at your own pace and take as much time as you need with it. But each module is going to focus on some statements and intentions that you can set while you're doing your exercises and journaling, and that will focus on clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance, and clairsentience. And there's like assessments in there, so you can rate like what you think your current intuitive abilities are, and then once you go through the modules, then you can do the assessment again at the end and see if you've sharpened one or more skills, or sharpened, or maybe just one of those things, just like, oh, this really hits for me and resonates and makes sense for me to be clairvoyant, right?
Wow.
So that is on our website, soulsandstardustpodcast.com. You can buy the course a la carte for $25, or for $18 a month, you can join the collective. And the collective is just a membership, members only area on our website where we do members only readings. So you'll get a monthly member only reading there. There's access for all the free downloads for anything that you see on our website, digital downloads, activations, meditations, three courses that we have on there. So we have the newest one, the intuition development, and then we have down the rabbit hole, digging into your own birth chart. We also have creating your own oracle deck, because we got a lot of people that were asking us once we
Yeah.
launched our your girlfriend's no bullshit love oracle. We had a lot of people that were like, hey, can you tell me how you did it?
hmm
And we are both busy working mothers and don't have time to sit here and walk people through the
Step by
step by
step.
step process, because it's a lot. There's a lot of um it's a process. So we just recorded our process, and basically in the just tell you how we did it, and how you, if you're different intentions, if you're trying to do it for yourself, you're trying to market it so you can have a bunch of oracle decks. um And then we had links in there to our vendors and stuff like that. So if you wanted to choose to utilize those, you can. So again, you could do $18 a month to join the collective. If you want to prepay for 6 months at a time, it's only $99. So you get like basically like a month free.
hmm
Or you can do purchase everything on our website a la carte, the digital downloads, meditations, reading. Actually, the readings are not available, but we can figure that out. Um, Anything else that we need to add to that part? Oh, also, benefit of being a member of the collective is you do get a discount code, so you get discounts on readings with Shannon or myself.
hmm
And then Bobby pointed it out, my link was broken, so I fixed that.
Oh,
So the link inside of the collective is now fixed.
6. Good.
Uh, Other than that, I think that's it for the collective. So let's jump in. We are approaching full moon in Capricorn coming up. I think it peaks on the 21st. Um, we
That's
are
so crazy. When I was messing around with my numerology deck, I pulled the card full moon in Capricorn.
really.
Yeah, I
Hi,
did.
Molly. Molly's watching. Um, Oops, I ruined one of my IM cards.
Oh
I
no.
got I got water or some substance on it. It was on the counter, face down. I am
That's like,
showing the world the real me. It's that one. So yeah, full moon in Cap. Uh how this has been hitting me personally, because I've been think of the sun in Cancer is very home oriented, right? It's the house to home, the mother, the family environment, and then Capricorn energy is like the masculine of like, all right, let's get shit done, let's work, let's knock this out.
Productivity.
I have been incredibly productive this week, and part of it was just moving furniture around from one room to the other and moving my desk out of a place that didn't have a good energetic flow to it, like feng shui or something. Like I just did not enjoy being in that other room. And so, Cancer being the home family, like I'm trying to work from home more so I can utilize my time better. And then, so that, when I'm sitting here spending time with my kids, I'm here, I'm present. And the more I can do from home, make my money at home, get all my projects done, then I'm not driving around and, all kinds of craziness, getting flat tires in 20 degree weather in the
Weather.
middle of the fucking freeway. So, but this can show up because I think, if I remember correctly, the moon is actually going to be conjunct Pluto. I have to double check, but I think it's going to be like 0 degrees. That Pluto will be 0 degrees or something, and then the moon's going to be at 29 degrees
Oh my gosh.
top or something. Um, like I said, let me double check that so I don't. But that's depth, intensity. Hyperfixation could be a deep obsession with something, or going like super deep on these like core wounds, like these Saturnian type themes of the things that bind us, or um, the work home balance, the work life balance. I mean, you know.
Okay.
And then we also have Venus in Leo, Mercury in Leo. So there should be a lot of direct communication and adoration. I literally was talking to our friend Sarah yesterday, and she's sending me videos of her literal cat Leo
Yes.
purring in my ear in my DMs. And I'm like, a literal cat named Leo in my DMs is very Venus and Leo right now. um, so
That's funny.
Yep. So again, you want to see where Cancer, what house is Cancer ruled for you, and
Mm-hmm.
then look completely directly across the chart on your round chart and see where Capricorn is, because that's where you're going to see that the Cancer Capricorn axis on your chart, and you'll know which areas these are illuminating for you right now. So yeah.
Wow. I wonder if I swipe out, if I disappear from you.
Why? Yeah,
Because
you do
I'm going to look
disappear.
at my chart really quickly.
Yeah, you swiped out your
Okay.
black screen now.
Okay. I'll be right back. Okay. So Cancer is my first house.
Because you're a Cancer rising.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I'm a Cancer rising.
So this could be.
So Cap is my seventh house. Split sixth, seventh, and eighth house, but my directly across from my ascendant line. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you have Capricorn covering spreading over, but it is seventh house is all Cap.
Seventh house is all Cap.
Yeah, so then that's
Relationship.
Yeah, but then there's also like stuff with your personal self and body, first
Mm-hmm.
house topics. So like you're changing your body, making these adjustments, or even how you had posted on your workout page that it was like, these heavy water bags that you're
Oh,
building
yeah.
muscle with is very Cancer Capricorn,
Yeah.
like Cancer in your first house. Like you're literally taking heavy bags of water to build muscle.
Yeah. And my favorite right now, the heavy bags of water are my favorite.
Uh, oh, and then I think we were going to talk about the Mars Uranus conjunction also in Taurus.
Yeah.
That
Right. I mean, so
so I
that was
watched. That was wild. I watched some videos from like I always like watching the astrology podcast with Chris Brennan. I like his information. It's very dry and to the point though, and he covers a lot uh in his podcast. And then I was watching some stuff from Cam White, and then I watched another one from the astrology podcast yesterday. He posted about like the whole Trump and the shooting thing,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
how Mars, Uranus. So basically, Mars being the planet of war, fighting, weapons,
Hmm. Aggressive.
anger, aggression,
Yep.
conjunct the planet of sudden changes and unpredictability.
Hmm.
And so these are conjunct right now in alignment in the sign of Taurus. But what the video was saying was that the shooter was born on a Mars Uranus conjunction
Wow, that's wild.
because they posted his birth certificate, or not his birth they posted his birthday um with his like voter records or something like that, and so all the astrologers were pulling that dude's birthday off of there and ran it and saw he was born on a Mars Uranus conjunction, and then 20 years later uh dies on a Mars Uranus conjunction.
That's so crazy.
Right. Hi, answer. Make sure to shut the door, please. All right. So yeah, all kinds of crazy stuff. It came through for me the other day, and this is like super uh not as extreme as that, obviously, but like yeah, I got my freaking random ass flat tire, right? A lot of people having like car stuff go down, flat tires, dead batteries, um, suddenly out of nowhere. And then, but what I was laughing at, because I always associate Taurus with like the food and all of that.
Hmm.
I go to open up my pantry and literally I'm getting stuff out to cook because my friend was coming over, and I accidentally hit the barbecue sauce unopened, and it's like I see it about to fall, and
Oh,
I go to catch it and I hit my hand on it instead, and actually like hit it and made it worse and hurt the shit out of my finger because it's a hard, heavy glass thing. So now I'm in pain. Now I'm mad. And then now the freaking barbecue sauce is like splattered all over my floor.
oh
It's
no.
like Mars, Uranus. Like this was unexpected. Taurian food. I'm trying to help feed somebody. I'm trying to
Hmm.
feed myself. And now I'm angry. Now I'm so mad I don't even want to cook. And now we're eating frozen lasagna.
That's wild.
So all right. Let me move this. We're going to start our readings. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
Um, no, but I was pulling like, I had a lot of crazy stuff going on too, which was just so bizarre. And I even texted you. I'm like, I think Mercury pre-shadow is pretty intense. And you're like, no, it's the Mars Uranus conjunction. And I just had a lot of weird miscommunications. Like I had several clients tell me that they booked appointments and there were like no appointments on the books, no record, no indication that they had like booked an appointment, and they were baffled as to how it didn't work. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't have any kind of notification saying you booked an appointment. And like my garage door opener stopped working randomly, and I had to reprogram the thing entirely.
My
And
garage light stopped working too.
yeah, and my key fob for my car wouldn't unlock my car. And then, 2 hours later it would. And it was just really nuts, like just crazy shit that was happening. And having to go up to turn in paper, like legal documents, and then realizing there was a mistake on the legal documents. And the only way we can approve changes to them is to do it in person and initial these documents. And so like this place isn't 35 miles away, and so I have to drive there and back, so it takes over an hour of my time. Went to go do that yesterday, and the people that were supposed to be in the office for us to sign the paperwork weren't there. They had left work like 15 minutes early. So drove up there, couldn't even sign the paperwork, and had to drive back. So it's just so crazy. Like
I don't have the
weird,
patience for that.
weird shit happening.
See,
But
that's the kind of stuff that I would be internally boiling inside
I
because
just,
in my head, I'm like, if you just would have done this right the first time.
well, it really was just kind of not a, I mean, it's
Mm-mm.
not an issue. I'm like looking at it as like, oh, this is interesting. I'm trying to be patient with it, but I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. So yeah, I did pull a few cards while you were talking though, and it's interesting. I got the full moon in Virgo, which is take inspired action, but actually, this one would come first. The first quarter moon in Virgo, assess the situation, take inspired action, and then first quarter moon in Aries, step into power. So we're definitely like in a, and I feel this in my life. I think a lot of clients feel it in their lives too. In a place of like really reevaluating what we're pouring our energy into, and deciding what's necessary to keep around and what is like time to close out loops and leave behind. So, and being very deliberate about the actions that you do take. So, and then I pulled a card from the tarot deck when you were talking about the Mars Uranus conjunction and the shooter being born in one and then dying in one, and I pulled the wheel, the wheel of fortune, like,
Whoa.
and is in the upright, right? So it's like the wheel is spinning, and this is fated, and we know like in astrology certain events, like when when these alignments show up, like the possibility or the potential for these events is huge. So I mean that just confirms or validates like, oh, this is fated, some kind of like event is fated to change the course or level us up or get us all to wake up or whatever. So yeah, fascinating times that we're in.
I pulled I am surrendering to the sweetness of life. I am starting fresh. I am becoming the best version of myself daily. And I'm savoring each moment.
Nice.
So, savoring the moment, surrendering, freshness, and becoming the best version of ourselves.
Yeah, we're all, I think, working on ourselves right now. I know that's a major theme for my personal sphere, just really like what is it that we need right now in order to take care of ourselves and to become better versions of ourselves, or more whole or more healed. Self-care is a big thing right now for so many people. In fact, I just was with a friend this morning and she's just like, I'm tired, I'm worn out, I'm drained. And she's like, I really need work on self-care right now. Like, I think you're not alone in this. There's a lot of people that are facing that.
Yeah,
Feel like,
Page of Cups in reverse. So yeah,
yeah.
don't let your cup be empty because that'll be the lack of emotional or like feeling like you're just pouring out or feeling like you're lacking the creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Um, see, look at them. I forgot I have a.
I
All right.
just few cards fly out of the deck and I was just looking at them to see what the story is, but I got the Seven of Cups, which is basically, it's choices, but it's also like kind of dreamy illusion, fantasies, trying to figure out like what way or what direction is best for you. It's also like wishful thinking, daydreaming about things, feeling tempted along a certain path, um, needing to move forward without knowing like all of the details. So that's interesting. But then the moon in reverse came out, which is all about like feeling blocked from knowing truth, I guess. It's like fears, um, difficulty separating illusion from reality. So being basically like delusional. So there may be some like delusion about what our potential pathways forward right now, and needing to really take a step back and look at these possibilities with clear eyes. It's also confusion or misinterpretation. I feel like we are in confusing times. I feel like it's such a necessary time right now to go within and really get clear with ourselves, like what we want, who we are. This cat is biting me. Oh, that's interesting. The cat is biting me. So whatever the spiritual meaning of that is, being attacked.
I'm seeing everything like everything's stiff and needing to like loosen up a little
yeah.
bit too.
So the Lovers also came out too, which it's not necessarily like a love card. It's like agreements and contracts and choices. It's like dualities and harmony versus disharmony. So allowing yourself to have healthy boundaries, holding yourself to that. It's also soulmate card, but it's about like unity, coming together, agreements, partnerships, contracts. So potentially, like, whoever's watching this, and the energy that we're in is like we're really reevaluating our way forward, but we're getting caught up in like maybe some delusion about what something really, like what we think something is versus what it really is. This cat is trying to climb me from the back. And then understanding what that is before we come into some kind of like agreement, right? So needing to reevaluate what's real versus what is we're having like wishful thinking about.
I just need to give me like 1 second. I have to mute you for a moment just so I can ask Ezra something.
Mm-hmm.
Am I muted? Ezra, do you want a muffin?
Huh?
Do you want a muffin?
The
chocolate muffin?
small muffins,
No, they're the chocolate muffins.
like the big ones.
Like the Sprouts ones you like.
Okay.
Who grabbed one?
They're in the fridge. Can you reach it for him, please? Okay, I'm unmuting. All right. Sorry, you could have kept going.
But you muted my mic.
Oh, my bad. I didn't realize it did both. Sorry, I thought it was just me.
That's okay.
Mercury retrograde coming right up.
I also pulled the High Priestess, which is definitely being in your power, intuition, a time for like coming into your own vision. Maybe you're like making the decision to practice with your intuition, which I know a few people personally in my life are really trying to take that on. This is wisdom. It's being really mindful of what's around you, what's within you. It's psychic insights, right? So it's like trusting your inner wisdom. It's also meditation, serendipity, introspection, like paying attention to the signs around you. I've also got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So that's interesting. Usually the aces are like gifts from the universe being handed out to you. This, though, in the reverse is going to be like a need to create strong foundations before you like push full force forward. So those other cards that came out where we need to really reevaluate and consider like what's delusion versus what's reality, what's wishful thinking versus like what's a concrete, plausible solution. We need to figure that stuff out before we push forward, so we're not pouring our resources into something that doesn't have a bottom to it, right? So this could be like the risk of financial loss or just like a missed opportunity. So being very mindful, observant, paying attention, prioritizing. This is a need to prioritize and organize your life so that you can like get down to business. And if that's, I mean, like that's super true for me, where I feel like my energy has been super scattered for a number of reasons, like a number of personal reasons. But now I'm finally coming to this place energetically where I'm like, oh, okay, I am feeling organized this way and I got to organize these things. So I'm trying to line things up so that I can get it going so that I'm not pouring energy into something that doesn't have a bottom to it.
Yep.
I have to get rid of this cat. So
okay. You do that.
I am.
So I'm just going to pull these last, I forgot I already did this one, but the relationship cards. that I was pulling while you were talking. Pause, take a step back, and let the situation breathe. So the heart stirs, it's romantic AF, which you can still, if there's a situation that needs to be paused, that's fine.
Yeah, and also
You
like
could,
the romance card too. It doesn't necessarily have to be romance. It's could be like whatever strikes you, like piques your passion, pay attention to it.
some connections aren't meant to be forever. So that's okay though, because sometimes you just need that little lightning bolt to help be a catalyst for change. All right, so we're ready to do our first.
Yep.
All right. MH, you are first. 25 minutes. Because I'll have to timestamp it later. All right, MH, you still here with us? Oh, she said it didn't mute.
It didn't. I mean, it told me my mic was muted, but it didn't like mute your mic.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
So now you know Ezra wants muffins.
Yes.
And not the little ones, the big ones from Sprouts. That's life. At least I didn't say anything bad. At least it was just muffin talk, which is total Cancerian. Muffins. All right, MH. Take a deep breath. All right, so let's draw in and ground in all of that Gemini energy. What is M? What does M need to know?
So I immediately pulled a card of celebration. I got the Three of Cups. So that's abundance and friendship and cooperation. It's also like closeness or community, but like they're joining together to celebrate something. It's very joyful. It's also like communication. So it feels like you're finding the right people right now for what you're hoping to accomplish. And perhaps they feel like sisters to you, or they feel like family to you. It feels safe, but it feels like you're on the verge of something like exciting happening, or you can see it happening, but it's not quite there yet. Jump in whenever.
Oh, I started with the I am cards, and so I got these three were kind of clumped together. I am becoming the best version of myself daily with I am trusting my intuition and I am strong. And so to me, those three were connecting in, right? Celebrating breakup and the new me. Yeah. So becoming the best version of yourself, continuing to trust your intuition more and more and more. And then just like we just launched the little mini course, we're just going to call it building that intuitive strength, that intuitive muscle. It helps you trust yourself more and more. You have to put it into application. It's not just something that you can read about and then be totally scared and seek out answers from elsewhere. You have to know and trust your own intuition on the guidance of your life, because that is what's going to tell you sometimes it's a whisper and sometimes it's going to scream at you, but the intuitive muscle has to be so finely in tune that you can pick up on the blips of information that come in about what you're supposed to do next. And then these two came out together. I am recovering from my traumas with I am learning to trust others.
So I'm getting a specific story kind of like unfolding in my head, and you're just going to have to let us know if this is resonant. Because it feels oddly specific. So, and I'm usually reluctant to share such specific information, but like the Justice card came out, and I feel like you have to make sure that whatever you're getting into, that you have it set out in writing what the expectations are for legal matters. So I don't know if like whomever you're meeting or collaborating with or like joining forces with, if that's actually happening, you have to make sure that it's like laid out in a semi-legal or fully legal manner so that everyone is protected in the agreement. I know that we've talked before about like some of the ideas you have in the plans, and if you're actually following through with some of those, it's going to involve like property and that kind of stuff. So you would inevitably have to have legal documents for that. But like, I'm getting the sense that this is, this is truth, it's wisdom, it's legal stuff, it's justice, it's balance and harmony. So I don't feel like it's just like within your emotions and your spirit. It's like technically, legally, in the physical, you have to make certain considerations and have certain things spelled out so everybody's on the same page. So you have to let me know if that's what's actually going on. But this is also accountability and transparency, perspective. It's also objectivity. So make sure like you're checking your emotions. I feel like there are these times that you get really, really caught in your head telling yourself certain stories. And it's like old programming for you that you've been trying to dismantle, but it's actually like coming in to invade this new opportunity, and it's derailing you a little bit. So be very like clear with yourself how those stories are affecting your way forward. And that's the devil card that came up too. So it's what are the stories in your head that keep replaying, and how is it causing you fear or apprehension in this process, and healthy versus unhealthy patterns, and making you feel trapped in a certain way, like trapped in an old story. So just be very honest with yourself about how that's happening. In fact, this card is about lying to yourself, right? So like what might you be avoiding that's like your deepest shadow work in all of this that could prevent you from actually being like protected, like legally protected in a new pursuit that you're following the threads for. So hopefully that makes sense.
And I pulled these in terms of the purification process of the breakup and the starting new and creation. All of this is here. You got the 1111 compassion card, but this is higher heart opening. So this is you literally like like working it out, like that kind of muscle too, where you're like Shannon lifts heavy ass bags full of water to build her muscle. This is you taking chances, trusting others. We got I'm learning to trust others, and all of that is what's going to be the actions that make your heart bigger and stronger. This is also 6/6 karmic purge.
Yeah, there's some
It,
like figuring out happening. There's
yeah.
I would love to dig into this further.
'Cause I got karmic purge, mirror reflections. So it's like, she said she's been seeing 1111 literally every day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which interesting that even I always think of 1111, even like I associate that Gemini stuff too, because of like, even just like the
Mhm.
look of it, right? And then this one was a mirror reflections card, which is like, okay, what am I looking at? I'm looking at myself and other people. Um, And then the last one though was the aligning with abundance card.
Yeah, I feel that coming.
Yeah.
There's this rough patch to get through, and girl, you
Hmm.
have to like send me a message and explain a little bit more, because I don't know the context or the details, but I'm seeing like the story in my head about what the elements are or what the feeling of it is. So aligning with abundance.
Hmm.
Okay.
Unification, aligning with abundance. So to me, it's like the higher heart opening, expanding the heart, purging. So it's almost like opening it up so the stuff can come up and come out. And then it's so it can align with the abundance and the unification of the right person or people that you're supposed to be connecting with at this point in your time. And
Yeah.
it may not even be romantic. It could be like I feel like these business partnerships that are
Yes.
um I
Yep.
feel like those are like the pokers in the fire right now, are these
Yeah,
different business
it
connections.
it feels very like contractual.
But these two fell out together, was the void and wait. So the void card is stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. So again, that's when things aren't time yet and they're still marinating and they're still, the creation is still pregnant. It hasn't been birthed yet. That's what that is. And then it came out with literally the wait card. Things are still being woven.
Okay, so she needs to be patient.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with this. I feel like there's some things to sort through before the path breaks open, because I got both the chaos and conflict card and a change in the wind, which is about
Ooh.
it's about having things stirred up and then blown away, like the stuff that you don't need, it gets blown away. So those are both in the reverse, which means it's like you got to pay attention to this energy because you're challenged by it. But the chaos and conflict card is about, being able to restore order and recognize the opportunity for, literally, it says in the book, negotiation. So that tells me, like, again, it's reaffirming that this is something to do with like work, career, partnerships of some sort. And even though it seems chaotic right now, there's like a divine order to this. So like Mia was saying, like things have to purge and clear out so that everything can realign in for the best and highest good. This is like everything's getting shifted and rearranged so that the divine order can like make itself known. And it's very, very powerful. So if your intention is to find the best solution for the highest good of all, then that's a good thing, right? So keep focusing on that. It's going to be in perfect timing. But things are stirred up so you can actually jump into the mix to start reorganizing with it, right? Like you don't have to be afraid of it, even though you got the patience and wait card. It's like, don't push forward on your idea. It's jump in so you can like do this dirty work to help make the room for all of the stuff to reorganize, and what's going to settle stays and what's going to get blown away gets blown away. The change in the wind card is, it's basically like transformation, right? So as you're trying to create this like new abundance or prosperous life or step into this newest version of you, there's these unexpected, seems like reversals or setbacks or whatnot. And that can cause you to shift directions. And Mio said earlier, like, it may not, you said something to the effect of it, like, it may not look the way you think it needs to, or something like that. I can't remember what you said exactly. But also, that's a good thing, right? Because it means the universe is conspiring to give you exactly what you need, and it's beyond what you can imagine. So there's nothing to really be worried about, which is, I think, I know you, and I know you get caught in your head and you're like, but it has to look this way, it has to be this, and I have to have all the details figured out. And I know you're trying to dismantle that thinking so that it's softer. But you get to pause and allow this to just kind of like bubble to the surface and show you what it's supposed to look like. And you just know you're going to have to like be okay with the fact that you're not going to know 100% of the time or 100% in its entirety what it looks like, right? Like you like to have a plan, but this doesn't have a plan. You're going to have to like go with what feels good in each moment. You do, though, however, need to make sure like whatever you're stepping into, you have your protections well thought out. And that's just clear boundaries, clear transparency, communication. Everybody agrees like this is what we're doing, and we're going to keep talking about it as it evolves. So circumstances are out of your control right now because your baby's still gestating, but you can do the things about like, how do we make sure that we're being very clear with one another, or I'm being very clear with myself.
When you put the comment of, I wonder if that relates to me wanting to move, like waiting first, I pulled the Hermit card, which is very much like going internal first and a form of hibernation so that you can go out into the world better and prepared and taking everything that you learned so that it's now a new launch pad. Like I totally get that, the living at home part.
Yeah.
This next came out was the Eight of Pentacles, which is mastering your craft and working hard towards something. Look at her. She's literally like create, 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 work, 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 master, master, craft, skills so that, you know, she can free herself of.
Molly, oh, I'm sorry. MH, I feel like this is not necessarily about cautioning you for moving or not. I really like strongly feel it's about not jumping into an endeavor without having like a proper legal plan. Um, and I'm just going to say that, like, we can talk more about it. It just feels to me like this is your time to really feel and think deeply within yourself, like what you want to create. It's not about whether or not you should like relocate. It's about how, like, what you jump into after, and if that's a good use of your resources right away.
Yeah, because I don't think the location itself matters.
No, that actually feels really good. Like if you're still
Fluid.
going,
Yeah,
thought you were gonna go.
it feels very fluid. But all of this, you know, so normally, right, this came up in reverse for you, but normally this is her being in her self-imposed prison of her thoughts and her,
Yes.
you know, all of that. So
Yeah.
it kind of came out on its side almost. So I was interpreting it like, okay, what if this was fell out, was reversal, whatever. So this is you like untying that, getting out of that so that you can tap into your full Empress energy, your creation mode, the fertility, you know, creative fertility, um, and be in that create versus consume. And then it'll also help you get out of the rut that I feel like you might have, like the groove that you kind of, it feels a little like, all right, I got to get off this ride because I've been on this one for a little bit too long.
Yeah.
Like it's long enough. All right, this was fun, but I need to get on and go do something else.
I am also getting the hit, like, if your like relationship situation is to change or intensify, or like certain agreements are presented like getting married, because it would solve some like logistical issues or create more opportunities. I just want to tell you, like, just wait and get settled first. So until like wait until you can see how the landscape looks, and not that that would be a kind of a bad thing or a scary thing, or not. It's not anything like that. It's just like, okay, one thing at a time. Let me get to where I'm going. Let me figure out how I want to build this new foundation, and then build each floor by floor. And then there's that piece, right? So like, if you had been thinking about like, if we do this, it would save us money, it would make this thing more logistically easy. For instance, like acquiring property or whatever in that place that you would be going to, maybe it would be easier if you had a spouse instead of you were individual. I have no idea. But I just like, go step by step, right? Don't rush into anything. Like, make sure your plan is, even though you may not have all the details, make sure you're just being very honest with yourself about what the motivations are, so that the plan that does come forward is the most authentic it could be, coming from your most authentic self, right? As opposed to wanting to expedite or cut corners or to get things rolling
Yeah.
quick.
So whatever it is, yeah, but it could be somebody new. That could be somebody like once you switch or change, like that could be the new connections or the new stuff coming into, could be that. Um so whatever it is though, whatever this creation that's coming up or this partnership, which to me, like I said, feels very like collaboration oriented, it is a yes because it's like don't walk, run to this.
Yeah.
But it says more info is needed.
Yeah. That's the waiting, right?
Yeah. Bottom of the deck though was surrender and allow. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right. Sorry, that was like almost 20 minutes long.
Well, yay. I look forward to having more discussions with you, MH,
Exactly.
because I'm super curious.
All right. And then if you're just jumping in, we are in the middle of doing our monthly YouTube readings, which you can purchase a la carte, or if you're a member of the collective, you can join for $18 a month and get your little free reading. But also, we have all kinds of members only readings that are uploaded, and there's a little secret playlist in there and all kinds of stuff. So, love you too. All right. Next, we have BB. Baby.
BB.
BB.
Sorry, I have to keep Xing out into the chat so I can read the comments.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe it looks different for you than because for me, I just toggle between,
I
there's a
can't.
tab.
I have
There's a
to.
tab for comments.
It's not the way it's set up on my phone. I have to go down to a lower menu and I have to hit the chat and it pulls up a different window. So
Oh, that's weird.
I know, totally weird. I don't know why. Do you have your phone sideways or upright?
Upright.
Yeah. Nope. The way it's set up on
I also think it's because I'm the host of the show.
could be. And
on
are
that
you
app.
coming from the SteamYard app? Because I'm on a web page.
Nope, I'm on Safari, StreamYard.com.
So weird.
But I
Okay.
think it might be different just because you're the guest. So maybe that's why. All right, BB.
Oh, I'm not special. Or maybe I'm the special one. I don't know.
They're like, yeah, you don't have to deal with it.
Okay.
Or
Ooh, my back is achy. Like all of a sudden.
ooh,
That's interesting.
BB, how's your back?
It's just very stiff all along my upper back or my mid to upper back.
Because like physically though, like also this heat going up the spine on the left side almost. All right. What messages for BB? This deck is so big for my hands.
Which one is it?
This Zodiac one.
Oh, so you're using a tarot deck. Oh my god, mine are just falling out in clumps.
This one is not doing it. Nothing's happening out of that one.
Okay, interesting. So I got the Five of Swords in reverse. And I got the High Priestess in the opposite. So Five of Swords in reverse. That is in this deck, like it's the Light Seers deck. So this is about a desire for peace, like could be like inner turmoil in the head and desiring peace, realizing that it says in the book, like realizing that there are no winners. So in the upright, this is about like really it's conflict, it's unfair advantages, it's being in your head, hollow victories. It can be like ego. It can also be negative self-talk, but this is about feeling guilty about strategies or the way that you win. I interpret this card though for you is like there are lots of lessons and how are you integrating them? And are you resisting the integration? Are you trying to bypass? Are you trying to hurry the lessons up? Is it giving you a headache to think about all of them because there's so many lessons, or when will they be done? This can also be like deceitful strategies. I don't think you're deceitful at all. I think this is like, okay, how are we trying to get through all of this so we can just get on with it, when actually the fruit is in the realization and the integration, right? The fruit is in the work. It results from the work that you put into the process of healing. And you're meant to really listen to your intuition, like your power, your intuition, your inner oracle. Are you accessing that, or are you letting your head get in the way? introspection, right? It's about going within and tapping into that sense of wisdom that you have about yourself so that you can see your way forward. I have a couple of other cards that I pulled from a different deck, though.
So, all right, I got Emperor in reverse, which that is going to be some sort of domineering or rigidity, some stubbornness or
Mhm.
recklessness or a lack of discipline. Oops.
She's an Aries, so that's interesting.
Now, what's interesting though is this came out with the I am card. I am loving myself. And so to me, are you being too rigid on yourself? Are you being too like stubborn, or is there too much of, you know how we were talking earlier about self-care? We're like, well, maybe are you being too hard on yourself?
Well, she just saw me for Reiki a couple days ago, and we had this exact conversation.
Oh, how funny. I had no
Mhm.
idea.
Very, very,
Um,
very rigid, very being very hard on herself about certain things in her life. Yeah.
so with that being said, on the first set of cards, the next one is about temperance, balance,
And patience.
and patience with I am strong.
Yep.
So it's almost like what I'm feeling is like somebody who is not making progress fast enough or not recovering fast enough, or it's not like going the way that I want it to in the direction that I need it to, and what the hell's going on. Um, and then something is out of that extreme, like swing of the pendulum. And then the last one, ironically, is I am in alignment with the Ten of Pentacles. So that means we're aiming for and getting towards that alignment of making sure house, home, relationship, work, family, everything is in alignment. And then I think as all these other things come into alignment, you're going to see the alignment in the body also take place, where it's like, now we're not too much, now we're not this. Let's get to this little gray area right here, right?
Yeah.
What I got.
I pulled the poised card. This is being ready. It's also bringing something to light and being at your best and having confidence. So this is reassuring you that you are ready to move forward, that you're doing all the things that you need to do, that you're poised for success. You're getting a sense of what the next new phase of your life is going to be like, and you're getting ready to step into it. So all the work that you are doing is creating wisdom and knowledge in preparation for like the next stages, which is really good for you. And then to be fair, this is about balance. It's about justice and needing to consider options, but it's also mutual benefit, right? So
Mhm.
it's
Ah,
life offers you these experiences that are challenging, but they can also be very nourishing, and over time, like you strike a balance between the two. So you might be in an ebb right now where everything feels challenging, and then you're getting ready to go into a flow, which is very nourishing. You have to strike this balance. Oh my god, it's so funny because this talks about pendulum swinging, and you just got done talking about a pendulum swinging.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it's like it's this process of like letting go in from doing, letting go and coming into being, and then you like it's the ebb and flow between do and be. And you just have to keep remembering that you can't always do, and that is totally her personality, right? Like get shit done, and like when she decides she has to do something, she needs to get it done quickly and fully and then move on. So even healing is this experience of, okay, well, I see it. I'm going to fix this and I'm going to move on. When really, like, healing is a deeply feeling process where you have to feel all of it in order to integrate it. And that can take some time.
Mm-hmm. You have to live
So
it.
the balance between doing and actually being versus, rather than like plowing through it in order to be done with it. So there's that. And that temperance
What's
card is that
oh,
patience, right? The patience of the process.
so you got temperance also?
No, but I'm just linking
Oh, the one
back
I
to
got. I got.
card, that patience of the process.
So these came out. Both of these are Libra moons here, and then this is Cancer Capricorn right here. So this one, know you're loved. Keep your heart open. And we got push through any insecurity
Hmm.
with leave the past behind.
Is that the Moonology deck?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, the newer one, like the
Yeah, I have.
little, yeah,
Yeah.
the little. So, and Libra, again, Libra is the scales of justice and balance. And so back to the pendulum swinging, the scales of justice is just another way of showing you what part is heavier than the other, what the weight of
Yeah.
things are.
I mean, this is essentially the Libra Justice card, right?
Yep.
So coming back into balance. I also pulled relax and have some fun. Like you're being really serious, which I get. There's a lot of things going on in your life, and oh my gosh, okay, mommy and daddy issues are messing this up, right? So mommy daddy issues, generational wounds are fucking shit up in this connection, right? So we talked about this too in her healing session, where there's this whole line that's being healed as she's doing the healing work. And then I got, this the heart stirs. This is romantic AF, which not necessarily speaking about romance, but like this is, coming into something that's going to make you feel deeply passionate, and it's going to feel good. It's going to stir your heart. It's going to feel good to be working on it. And perhaps it could be like the healing work that you're doing for yourself. You finally feel like the scales tip in the best direction.
Mm. Dang. Okay. Let me see. Anything else want to come out? And then Marge, I just saw your text message. Did you want me to add you on? Because we just have like one more after BB, and then I can add you in or not.
I
For BB, I got slow down.
Yeah, it's a yeah, I think that will resonate for her.
Okay, so we'll add MT on. All right, you'll be next.
I will have to leave in about 20 minutes.
Okay, well, let's wrap this up then. All right, anything else for BB besides the slowdown? And not yet.
I did pull the Four of Cups, which is about making sure that you're seeing fully what's in front of you, so there aren't any missed opportunities for, I mean, abundance, but this is really like fullness in the heart, right? And that this is actually a time to go within and meditate, and it could be like frustration or boredom. It also, it says in the book, being a brat. What is being a brat about now, right? And I don't think that is a fair statement, but like, how are you being unfair to yourself, or how are you feeling perhaps like a victim to your circumstances, maybe? But it's a time for like introspection because of what you're preoccupied with and maybe what you're not able to see in front of you. Like she can't see all the cups in front of her.
Got it. All right, BB, hope that helped. Now we got MT. Okay, let's see. We got Breath of the Cosmos. My will to thy will. Micromanaging the universe. Let me see. Keep getting these huge chunks of cards that want to come out for you.
Woo, me too. I just had a bunch fly out.
Yes, girl, I just told you I'll put you right now since you're on live. You get, whenever you watch us live, you get moved up. So this was the first one, Breath of the Cosmos. So remember, just breathe. Inner child, tenderness, rare gifts, the golden children. All right, I am cards, which I do still have. I think I'm down to like 15 decks or so. So if anybody wants I am deck, holler and I will get that shipped out next week. And they're still on sale on my website, miobecklini.com.
So wow, I don't know if you want me to wait for you to pull those or
No, go ahead.
Okay. So I pulled a card called the Fates, and that's in reverse. This is about having difficulty trying to understand why things don't work out a certain way, or maybe they're painful. Why do things have to happen the way that they do, and it seems unfair. This is a time of like being really aware of how you're not able to control most things, and you're actually powerless to change situations. It's about surrender and acceptance, and just to have faith and hang in there. This is about going through something to reap understanding and a lesson, and for divine timing to work its magic. This is being mindful of what you can and cannot change. So where are you focusing your energy right now? And are you worrying about those things that you can't change? I have some questions about like,
I have questions.
I know I have like things that are like popping in, and I don't know if I can ask them or not. I don't know if you're trying to have a baby. I I don't know. So there's stuff coming in about a child. I also pulled the Loyal Heart card in reverse. So this is a protection message too about, where are you being like overly attached or overly tenacious to a certain circumstance, person, or idea? Have you become so attached to something that you don't know how to let it go? Are you being too rigid? Is it preventing you from actually like being open-minded or open to other possibilities? It could be that you're so attached to something that without it, you don't know who you would be or what you would be or what you would do. Like this is a time right now for you to look at how you might be still holding onto outdated beliefs or old ideas or even misplaced loyalties. So like who has access to you that doesn't deserve to have access to you? What are you putting your energy into that it's not being reciprocated, or you're not valued? It's really time for you to consider like what do you need to let go of because it's not working, or what's the old ideas that you need to let fall away so that you can create space for the new things to come in. It's I just like it's time to prune away the things that don't serve you, and that can include people. I also pulled the Thinker card, which is about strategy. So there's a time to use our intuition, and there's a time when we have to be very logical. And this is a time for you to be analytical and logical. So like you have to be very thoughtful and mindful about your next steps, and your ability to reason and strategize and focus is necessary right now. So I think you have to like turn a critical eye to things in your life that are not working, because it's time to make space. So I hope this is resonating for you.
Bouncing off of what you pulled, I got the Ace of Pentacles, which is a little insight, clarity, breakthrough, gift from the universe. Right? This is a new opportunity or a new something that's being brought into this world that's going, here you go. There you go. Um,
Mentioned
pa-
her, like she said, she mentioned her house, right? So
Page of Swords coming in, and Page of Swords is like the curiosity, right? Just being inspired by something and um, being like mentally alert for things.
Page of Swords also gathers information and they're
Mm.
very analytical. It's like they're watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like analyzing this new opportunity or this new way of thinking or anything like that. And the devil card comes out with that. And devil card is everything Capricorn energy. So it's like the obsession or like handing over the power to something or to a thought or to a belief or to an idea or like getting so like hyper fixated on something instead of just fully surrendering and allowing things to happen and fall into place. And then bottom of the deck was Judgment in reverse, and Judgment in reverse is going to be about like self-doubt or like not learning your lessons, or it could be like some self-loathing type feelings. So don't give up. Don't be hard on yourself. You know what's ironic? You're over here talking about houses and buying stuff, and literally Maxine just jumped on, and she's a freaking realtor in your area in
Right.
Vallejo.
Right.
Like, come on, that's that not the universe freaking aligning? Like, maybe y'all know somebody who knows somebody.
Um,
Um,
I feel like too in this house situation that there that there are some like aspects on your wish list that are just not practical right now, or it's preventing you from actually seeing possibilities that are much more in alignment for you because you're overlooking them, because your list has certain things on it that are weeding these possibilities out right away. So I would go back over your list of like requirements for what you're looking for, and just be honest with yourselves about like how practical some of those things are right now and how necessary, because there are many things that you can create in the space that you end up that would probably be comparable. So I feel like this is that being strategic and logical part of finding this new place, this space for you. And I don't know if you're having trouble selling your current place, if that's part of it, but yeah, you're in the middle of manifesting this, but you have to be very realistic about what's practical. I keep hearing like what's practical, what's
yeah,
useful right now, what will get you to where you can be, and then the rest you can build around you or you can create. So just be very practical about this.
yeah. And I'm reading through the comments as we go, and it's like, yeah, I'm looking at the synchronicities, and she said her friend is her agent, this and that. And it's like, yeah, totally get that. It's already like it's already in action in place. It's like a matter of what's gonna fall into place first. But also you just never know what the connections can bring, because somebody intuitive like Maxine, she's highly intuitive like you and I, that can dig into the unspoken things of a property, land, piece of thing, and you're like, oh, I can feel that this would actually grow this energetically for you and stuff like that. And so like maybe she's got a place that like she can tell your realtor like, yo, check this one out. This one actually feels really good. um
One
so
or
that's
both of
all
you.
like how
Yeah.
my brain's always thinking in networking mode. I'm a connector, so
One or
um
both of you is like really in your head about this stuff too. Like you're kind of obsessively thinking about these elements of what need to be present in order for it to be good enough or
yeah,
that's like this is what's holding you back. Like you're actually like you're repelling your place that you can be because you're thinking obsessively about what has to be there when it can be created after you get there.
yeah, yeah. Stop obsessing, Capricorn energy, the devil energy of the card that we pulled. Stop obsessing over like what needs to come first, what happens. Like we kind of intuitively know, yeah, we actually need a place first before we can start worrying about a baby. Because raising a baby in a place that you're fixing up is like trying to brush your teeth and like while you're eating Oreos at the same time. So
Oh,
like, yeah,
okay. So you're having, and I'm just reading the comments too.
I know I'm trying to keep up.
Yeah. So you guys are like, you and your husband are basically like at loggerheads. Like you're both trying to manifest, but you're like canceling out your manifestation. So you're at this like stalemate. So you guys got to go back through your list and you have to decide like what's practical, what can we compromise on that will get us to where we want to be, and like what are the other things that we can bring to it eventually and build it. So your timeline for having a baby, like baby energy is something I pick up. I was like one of the first gifts that started to resurface for me when I woke up again. You have a child that like is ready, wants to come in, right? So I don't know if you're actively working on getting pregnant or if you're holding off, but I see one baby that's like, I'm ready, let's do this. So make sure you're hitting your window. If you are trying, make sure you're hitting your fertility window. And make sure you're also, okay, sorry, I just stopped to see if she commented anything because I'm trying to keep up on those comments. Make sure too that this fear or this anxiety about a house isn't also like clogging the manifestation for the family, right? So be very clear on what you want this home or this new place to feel like, and then you get clear on like how that baby like completes the family or starts the family process, right? You're trying, I'm like in your mind right now and you're trying, or it's your husband or it's both of you, it's like you both have this set of blueprints for whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like something literal or it's just like this metaphor, and you're both putting your blueprints down and overlaying them and they don't match at all. So like you and your hubs need to get on like the same picture or the same page for how these things match up and align on most aspects so that you can bring this to reality. It's like your energies are working against each other right now.
There was somebody who popped in asking if they could still get a reading. I know you have to leave. I have to get going too because then my kids are up and I gotta cook and stuff like that.
So yes, MT, I'm getting messages from your baby. Yes. So it's ready. And I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, right? That's really hard to tell in spirit. It can be anyway. So just you have to let go of trying to control it and just keep like you and your hubs got to get on like the same page so that you're basically cock blocking each other. Like that's what's happening. I don't know how else to say it. It's like you're coming up against each other and like the push pull is like stalling the manifestation.
Yeah. How do we make it? Yeah. So yeah, they're just, waiting to come through. And then ES and Max, totally. We do these monthly. If you sign up for, we basically, if you're on the email list, I emailed all of this out. I posted on Instagram multiple times, so that you can get on the list and pay and do all of that ahead of time. So then it's just like you're on the list and you're in the flow of all of that. And here's the website. So again, we relaunched our membership. So if you become a member of the collective, you get one of these readings free every month. So you're either going to pay $15 per reading if you want to jump in a la carte, or $18 a month, and you can have one of these free. We have members only readings that we upload. We just uploaded another one like a couple days ago. We just uploaded a new online course about intuition development and the first 4 clairs and developing those. That's a la carte $25. So if you're part of the collective, you get access to all these for free. There's 3 classes in there. There's meditations, guided meditations, light language activations, downloads, digital downloads. I'm working on all kinds of worksheets and mini courses and stuff like that. So I'm trying to just build value so that you guys could, connect, learn, explore your own intuition. It's not just taking, you're learning and, yeah.
Okay. I think MT asked, how do we make it work? And how do we make it work so we can bring him in? You guys have to get aligned in your next phase, right? So you and the hubs need to sit down with pieces of paper and say, these are the most important elements for our next home stage. So you can create the safe space, right? And you can,
And this cannot be a generic ass list either.
no,
I want open kitchen. I want open living. I want like not what you see on House Hunters. I want you to say, when I open my eyes in the morning and I want the morning sunrise to come into my master bedroom window and slowly wake me up every day. I want, when I have my coffee and I'm making stuff or washing dishes, I want to look out the window and see this or feel this or um, experience my life so that when I'm at home, there's flow. I can be productive. I can do this. It's not, I just need an office. It's, I need a space where I can go and like tuck away quietly that's going to be separate from the rest of the house so I can meditate in there, so I can, edit quietly or whatever. Like, get detailed with your list of what you want so that you can tell him, this is exactly what I'm looking for, or some variation of that thing. Because, like, look at, I'm sure Maxine gets it all the time with realtor stuff of like, oh, I want a 4 bedroom and blah 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 blah, and I only want to pay da 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 da. And it's like, there's so much more than the floor plan. There's so much more to that. So get detailed with how you want to feel about it. And yeah, he wants to uproot. So keep us posted. We gotta let Shannon go. And again, soulsandstartustpodcast.com, and then just pay attention to your emails, Instagrams, all of that. Or if you're just part of the collective, we will automatically add you to the list each month when we do this. And then yeah. All right.
okay. See you soon, you guys. Thanks for letting me read.
Love you.
Love you
Yeah,
too.
thanks for popping in, everybody.
Mhm.
And then if you're even catching on the rewatch, make sure to leave some comments so that we know you're rewatching and not just creeping. We like interaction. We don't like pure voyeurism. We wanna know you're here.
Okay, I'll see you later.
All right, love you.
Love you.
Okay, bye.